Good morning, friends, and welcome to Trans India. Real people, real emotions. Automobile dealership is a tough business with changes happening at a very fast pace. You see new models and also variants from manufacturers, which increases the stock levels of the dealers and at the same time causes a lot of confusion amongst the buyers. Over the years, the customers have become smarter thanks to technology, and they not only expect immediate delivery of their vehicle but also quick after sales service. Considering the stress levels that a dealership business carries along with it, many youngsters were reluctant to join the family business. At the same time, there was no specific or formal training for the kids of the dealers who were willing to join the business. They had their MBAs or even higher degrees, but nothing specific that would teach them about the dealership business. The Federation of Automobile Dealers Association, or FADA as it is called, was thinking from a long time to start a training institute or some kind of courses for the dealers as well as their kids. FADA had been toying with this idea for a long time, but it could not see the light of day. However, last year, the outgoing president, Mr. Vinkesh Gulati, took a huge leap forward along with the president, Mr. Mirchandani, and started the FADA Academy. The FADA Academy is structured in a way where the outgoing president would automatically become the chairman of the FADA Academy and handle the affairs of the academy for the next 2 years. In an exclusive interview with Trans India, the first chairman of the academy, Mr. Vinkesh Gulati, spoke about how the academy shaped up, a background on the academy, and what is planned for the future. Incidentally, Mr. Vinkesh Gulati has his roots in the road transport industry, which we will discuss during the course of the interview. So let's dive into the journey of Vinkesh and the FADA Academy. To start with, Vinkesh, can you take us through the history of FADA and how is the association structured?
FADA started in 1964. So this was started with the basic parent four organizations. So there was organizations in Calcutta, Delhi, Chennai, and one more in Bangalore, I feel. So all four associations, they still remain as separate, but they all came together to form an apex body to represent All India Dealers Association. Because at that time there were a lot of associations which were every city happening and every state. They were very clustered association type. So they wanted to come up with one. And that is how it started in 1964. And slowly and steadily what happened, things became more central oriented than city oriented or state oriented. And as it happened, the central organization became the most powerful because as of today, you know, the RTOs have no doubt have their local powers, but they are governed by CMVR, which are central issues. So that is how this association came. And we as an association handle anything which has tire and motor on it. So starting from two-wheelers, three-wheelers to even commercial equipment or trucks or cars, everything. And overall, we have around 16,500 dealers in our association, which actually have around 27,000 dealerships in India. And the overall employment is around 5 million people are directly involved in our dealerships. So it's a huge association. We are working on the overall auto fraternity, but yes, specifically to the retail side more than the policy of manufacturing and the standard side.
Vinkesh, with almost everything around us changing at an unanticipated pace, how much has the dealership business changed? Has it become more challenging in recent times?
So dealership business has changed a lot. And I feel there was a time when a change happened 2-3 decades. Once in 2-3 decades. But today it is changing every 3-4 years with the kind of advancement things are happening. So you practically, if you are talking of 1 decade, which clearly means you are talking of BS0. And the times when there wasn't any standard on pollution or anything, and the vehicles were being registered, the age-old method of RTOs being handled manually, the corruptions, the underhand, the customer knowledge or information at a very nascent stage, whatever dealership said was acceptable as the final word. To a day where today even the sales consultant in the dealership don't have all the answers what say a customer has, because the customer researches more than the sales consultant, and he normally, so 70% of today's customer knows more than our consultant, and we now have to have these masters in it. So we have an EV master. So not all consultants are well versed with how electric vehicles work. So they are able to sell, they know the basic things, but if an intelligent customer comes, we have to use that EV master to answer all his questions. And the upgradation, what is happening today is so fast that not all person can be updated with the current features being changed or additional features being added in the vehicle. So the thing before was in an year or so we got a letter that this feature will be added. Today every 2 months we get a letter that this color is being discontinued, this feature being added, this feature being changed, this safety norms being added, the price is changing, the scheme is changing. It is so evolving that it's very difficult to keep yourself updated. So the biggest change is one is customers' knowledge and customers' expectation has really gone, I'll say berserk, because at some cases we find out that it has gone way over the even the requirement for a vehicle purchase deal. So that's happening. Plus, what thing has happened that the showrooms, if you see a decade back to today, become more not selling points but convenience point, but experience giving points. One major thing has happened. Most of the companies have shifted their CII norms towards black, which is showing the premiumness of the thing. So now any showroom can be compared. So I'm not saying all 100%, but at least most of the showrooms can be compared to any 5-star hotel. And the kind of support services or customer care we take, no doubt it's still not as compared to hospitality industry, but it's equal to them. How we handle our customers, and we are open to any or all the inquiries they have, their needs, whatever we can support. That's the thing we have changed. And one big thing which has changed in a decade is we are also seeing corporatization in the dealership fraternity. So you already seen one big corporate dealer going through IPO. The other is in the process. There are another one or two more in the process which are going at. So that is what is happening. We are seeing growth of multi-dealership dealer principles also, where even competition vehicle dealerships are being taken in. So things have changed a lot, and the vulnerability of dealership is also more as compared to 10 years back. 10 years back, it was more if you have opened a showroom, you will 100% earn, the customers will come, the vehicles, there were less competition in the number of OEMs also, products also. Today, the numbers are very high if you see. So things have changed a lot, but luckily as an association, FADA has been helping the dealers regularly to update themselves, what are the latest changes and how they can keep themselves insulated from the uncertainties what we are seeing today. So that's how things are working.
So while we may have seen a lot of professionalism as well as corporatization of the dealerships, the foundation of most dealerships still remains a family managed business. Is that how it is?
So if I talk of a major share, most of the two-wheeler dealers are still family-owned dealers. Most of the passenger vehicle dealers are still. But there had been some changes. So like if you talk of Landmark, Popular, Indus, so these are also family-controlled dealerships, corporates. But yes, now they have funds being invested in them as PE or as JV or something like it. But yes, in India, dealership means a family-owned, family-run. So Why I said family run? Because owned may be a change which we are seeing happening, but it's still a family run business which is happening.
Training and imparting knowledge to next gen is always a challenge, and FADA has taken this challenge head on. We'll know more about the FADA Academy and its courses on the other side of this very short break. You are watching Trans India, real people, real emotions.
Do you want to take your transport business on autopilot mode where systems and processes do the work for you? Then learn Track at Transport Market immediately and connect with more than 1000 Transport Network of India. For more information call 9930995959. Thank you for giving your valuable time.
Welcome back to Trans India. We are in conversation with the chairman of the FADA Academy, Mr. Vinkesh Gulati. Vinkesh, it is always a challenge training the next generation, especially since the dealership business is a very close-knit one. What is FADA doing to impart training or knowledge to these youngsters and bring them and get them attracted to the dealership business?
So FADA has just started academy, and I am the founder chairman of this FADA Academy. We started in September 2022, and the academy was being planned for the past 5-7 years in FADA, but couldn't see the light of the day. I'm happy that I'm the person involved in getting this to be implemented. So what has actually happened that there were around some top dealers which were involved in FADA used to move out with us, go to NADA, which is US Association, even Brazil or Australia, where we used to learn about how things are changing. But practically, the message going down was not as great what we wanted to. So the dealers being updated themselves on how Western countries are moving. And obviously, one day we also have to go to that way. So that is the basic when we thought of that this is a must for to give it back to our dealer fraternity. So as FADA Academy has started with the basic rule that one is that update all the dealerships, how things are changing, what would be the future of the dealership so that they can plan their future. Second, the major, there are another two, but second, the major issue was what we were seeing for the past 5-10 years is with the kids of the dealer principal going out to study, their interest in coming back to join the business was slowly reducing. It was declining at a very high stake. Whereas what was actually happening is that, dealership is a very complex business. And normally at dinner table, it's rare that we talk about positives of dealership business. It was always the stress being discussed. Today, the customer said so. Or today, the OEM's manager called up and said, you will have to pick up so many vehicles, even if you don't have money. I don't know from where to get. So it was the stress which used to come out at the dinner table. And obviously, the kids what were growing up, they were being trained with the stress of the business, not the benefits of the business. So they were never told that the vehicles they drive on, foreign tours they go on, the life they enjoy because it was coming from the dealership. They were more getting the information that the stress father gets in the business is too much. So that is what was moving them out of the interest of the dealership. So this was the input of dealer principals who were coming to FADA. And that was a major trigger to us that we need to do something for that. And the third point was what we saw that a normal person, a normal candidate or a student never joined any course to become a sales consultant in a dealership or join a dealers as a trainee, service advisor or a technician or a workshop manager. This was always the second or the third option. If I'm not able to get this job, I'll go to a dealership. So that is the third role what as academy we had to think on. So these were the 3 points where we were thinking how to do that, and Academy is now serving the purpose. We have already launched, so we launched one course which was on the leadership course, where we had around 18 young dealer principals, kids, who went through a mini MBA type of a thing, where we took them through the course on how to become a good leader, how to handle manpower issues, how to handle customers, and even how to handle OEM's anger issue. So that was a course which went in for 4 months, and we have completed it. The current course which is going is management by dashboard. So what we found out that as a dealer, you get lot of messages from OEMs, lot of dashboards, lot of I'll say ranking from OEMs about how your accessories are, how your sales are as compared to the dealers, but normally not what you should improve with those data what you have. So they were giving dashboards which were OEM positive and not dealer positive. So that is why we came up with this course of management by dashboard, where we have tied up with Microsoft, where Microsoft is training them how to make dashboard via BI, Excel. We've even tied up with the two companies, Azure and Orbitsys, which are helping them design a dashboard. That course is still on, will end by this month end. And the third course we have launched, which was a great thing for me also, was a tie-up with Narsi Monji Institute in Bombay, where that's again a mini MBA, but it's a specific course for Gen X, where the average age of the 23 kids who have enrolled for it is around 25. So they are around 25% people are who haven't yet joined the business. They're thinking of, and 50% are who have joined the business just a year or two back. So we are trying to train them now to understand the nuances future, so that they can work with that side. And all these are basically so that, see, as of today, a kid wants that I could make a difference. I've learned a lot. I have my ideas on my own. I should be able to enable those ideas to get something out of it, which is not the current working process of all the OEMs. If you see, they set an SOP. How you greet the customer, what papers you sign, how you give the deal, how you satisfy the customer, how you even give the delivery of a vehicle. Everything has a SOP where a dealer doesn't need to do anything. And if a dealer wants to go out of the purview and do something, if it is good, it's okay. If it goes wrong, he is not being taken into the good thinking. So that is how we are training the latest, or you can say Gen X, how to not go into that working and give a trial with good ideas what they have, and work out of the box to at least change the thing. Additionally, what through Academy we are trying to push is that there is a brand image of the OEM, no doubt. There is a brand image of the product, but the dealer brand image is the most important thing, which is, as of today, is slowly being diminished by all the manufacturers put together. I feel there's some cartel to that. If you see latestly, you will see Honda Ring Road. You don't know who is the dealer name. There is no name into it. So these are not the right way. The dealer principal have put in a lot of money, at least crores in your setup. He's employed so many people. He has a brand on his own. And there are a lot of customers who come to that dealership because it is owned by X. And now you have removed the name of that X from the board also. The CII doesn't have it. That's not the right process. That is, we are trying to update our members also, and the Gen X also, that you have to find your image and improve your image. There are a lot of ways where what we are training them. The coming courses will talk on the digitization also. So how you can build your brand image through social marketing, social media marketing, or GMB location and all that. So that was how we want to go ahead in that, where a dealership can be a power brand on their own also.
What other courses have you planned in the future?
So overall, we have a very big plan to come in, but we are trying to do small steps to first learn ourselves, because for us also it's a new thing. No doubt with the benefit of me being an academician in my family running colleges, that is helping me out too. But the plan is that we'll be going to launch some 12, 13 courses where it will be as short as 2 hours to as big as 4, 5 months, 6 months. And in 2 years' time, what we plan to is that there should be a lot of courses where you will get credits. You do a 1 hour course, 2 hour course, a day's course, you will get a credit to that. In a year, you complete similar type of 10, 12 courses and you get a certificate for a bigger course. So that's how we want to take this further. But obviously, for that we have to get our systems right, make an SOP, which we are in process of. So these courses have come from the dealers only, what they want. So as of today, this management by dashboard came from the DPs only, that they want something like that. Today, the latest we came out to know that advanced Excel is the most required thing for our dealers, I'll say second in line people. So we are collecting this data of what they require and then making small courses. So we'll have some 3-4 annual courses, like I already told you. This Narsi Monji will be an annual course. A mini MBA leadership course will also be. Management by dashboard will also be. And so these courses and one more which we are planning about how to efficiently manage a green dealership, that we are working on it. So we are working on how a dealership can be green. Obviously, we cannot be 100% green, but how much can we lead to a green or a carbon neutral or what can all? We are planning to make that thing. Once we go through that, then we'll launch a course on it. So we are thinking of these 3-4 courses, which will be physical and as you say, hybrid, and that will be annual courses. There'll be other courses which will become only virtual, where anybody can do at home. Obviously, there'll be a schedule. It is not as per your wish. So an hour, 2 hour, a day, 2 days, 3 days course, which can be culminated to the end to get a bigger certificate on maybe digitization, social media, dealership management, or what else we can plan on.
Vinkesh, wonderful initiatives, I must say, and a lot of effort also. How has the response been so far, and are you limiting the size of a batch currently?
See, very frankly, as this has just started, we are not very aggressive in making it big. The first course, we had only 17 kids, 17 candidates, I shouldn't say kids. The dashboard, we have only 14. Narsimonji, it is 23. And we normally are wanting to limit it to 20 or 25 because one, it is a good size for a batch. Second, it's a learning for us also. So we are now planning to relaunch that management course. So I'm just collecting what went wrong and what went right. So I'm in touch with those kids to understand that if they go again with this course, which faculty they'll want to sit again in a class, or which classes wasn't good for them and it didn't help them in there. Because this is not a degree course or a college course. We can choose what to teach, what they want to learn. So that is how this is going. So maybe this first year, or you can say every first edition of that course is a learning for us how to take it further. So that's how we are going through. So we are trying to limit around 15 to 25, not more. We will have many, you can say, repeat of courses, but not a bigger size of the batch. Because see, this academy is not actually an educational institution. It's basically two major roles it has. One is it's a peer-to-peer learning, where when you come for a course, there is people from South also. There are people from Assam, North, as Kashmir, as up to that. And you learn from them that how they are handling their issues. And when you are not from the same location or the same dealer, you are able to open up better. You are able to even tell your best practices to your co-candidates. So that's the best learning you get. Second, our 90% or you can say around up 75% plus courses are being conducted by dealer owners only. We normally don't hire external faculties, which are academicians. No doubt we have our academy consultant as Mr. Shailesh Shah and Mr. Raman Sharma. Raman Sharma is ex-Honda and Shailesh Shah is ex-Satyam and he's worked in a lot of consultant company. They take classes, but we normally don't go out of the way to find out faculty to come in and do some, unless and until it is specific. So like psychometric test, which is a different topic altogether. But if it is anything to do with management, you'll find a dealer principal taking the class for them. So that's how it is. One big advantage is they talk about their experience, which can easily be related to the people sitting on the other side because they also are going through that. Second big advantage is involvement of senior people in the academy. They feel that they have given something back to the community. But it may be a 2-hour class or a 6-hour session or a Q&A, but they also feel that whatever they have achieved in their life of learnings and which has been seen the downs and the ups both, they are happy to impart that. And I'll give you one example. So we had a Bangalore 5-day stint where the internship happened in this leadership course. And frankly, a passenger car dealer came to me. Was the best thing I could learn was from a commercial vehicle dealer. The kind of customer or a fleet owner relationship he maintains, we at passenger vehicle can't even think of. So that's how we make them understand that maybe they are living in a small cocoon where they have to come out and understand. A two-wheeler dealer will never think of going to a car dealer to understand how to improve his business. But that's what Academy is giving them. So in all these courses, we make them even do intern at a dealership. So not those practical intern that they go and work, but it's a day's visit. They go and see how things are. And if they want to learn their best practices, spend some time at any location, we manage them. So we have found out some good dealership across India where the processes are good, the returns are good, the customer retention is good. We take our candidates there to learn from them. So that's how. So we are also building up. You said today that, do you know what 12 courses are there? Do you know which faculty is being there? I don't know. Because every day we are evolving ourselves also. So which dealer principal can be good in this subject? So being on this side of FADA, you have that experience. You have a leadership team who can tell that if you want to teach on maybe customer relationship, he would be a good dealer. Ask him to give a class. You want to automation, he would be a good dealer. That's what we benefit. And we are able to give it to our candidates for that.
Being an automobile dealer is definitely not easy. On one hand, you have pressure from the customers to provide quick delivery and fast service of the vehicles, and at the same time, there is the pressure from the manufacturers to report good numbers and a good growth. So what is the pressure like and how can dealers handle this pressure better? We'll talk to Vinkesh about this and more after this very short break. You are watching Trans India, real people, real emotions.
हिंद मित्रों, भारत के सभी ट्रांसपोर्ट कमीशन एजेंट और ट्रक ओनर्स को एक अद्भुत मौका मिल रहा है। अब आप ट्रैकेट ट्रांसपोर्ट मार्केट में फ्रेंचाइजी पार्टनर बन सकते हैं, वह भी केवल 29,500 रुपये में। हाँ दोस्तों, आपने सही सुना। अब आपके पास एक शानदार और लाभदायक मौका है जो आपके ट्रांसपोर्ट कारोबार को एक नई ऊंचाई प्रदान करेगा। इतना ही नहीं, ट्रैकेट ट्रांसपोर्ट मार्केट से आपको एक्सेलेंसी और ब्रांड वैल्यू का लाभ भी मिलेगा जो आपके ट्रांसपोर्ट आयाम को मजबूत करेगा। इसे सेवा को लाभदायक बनाने के लिए अभी अपना रजिस्ट्रेशन करें। अधिक जानकारी के लिए कॉल करें 9930995959। आपका कीमती समय देने के लिए धन्यवाद।
Welcome back to Trans India, real people, real emotions. We are in conversation today with the chairman of FADA Academy, Mr. Vinkesh Gulati. Vinkesh, a while ago we spoke about change. How much has the pressure from OEMs changed to report numbers? Especially, there's a lot of focus on market share these days. So is there and additional pressure on the dealers?
See, if I talk about overall, things have eased off due to COVID. Even a lot of OEMs have understood that they cannot be Hitlers all the time. So COVID helped us a lot. But I feel slowly and steadily those good days are going away. So the market is on the verge of getting difficult coming in. So the production capacity has increased to around 25-30% of what it was pre-COVID. The booking, the waiting period slowly is going off. So obviously the pressure of inventory you must have seen is already there. And obviously the kind of tactics the OEMs put in is back on track. But yes, it is with a bit of empathy, but I'm sure it will slowly wind off. Things are not as bad or as good. It depends with how dealership has kept his relationship, how good the dealer is in imparting business, in being genuine to the OEM. But overall, see, this is kind of stress which works on positive also at some times. If such kind of stress is there 365 days, obviously that's a problem. The dealership will not be able to budge in. But needed location wherever the pressure is, even that your team down the line works if you have a bigger stock or higher inventory. If you put an incentive on a special model, you know that it will push them to sell more. It's similar with the dealer. When you get a pressure up, you have to handle that. But as a business, see, this is something good. So what I say, the balancing of carrot and stick has to be there. You cannot always be using the stick to run somebody. It's not dealership. Even if you're employee there, you cannot do that. You have to balance it. And professionalization is only successful when you have personalization also. Cannot be one side. We are in India. We cannot be purely professional. If we are purely professional, obviously the relationship will not be as good, where you will be partners even at the good times or the bad times. So this is one concern in auto, where OEM dealer relationship is a big thing. There are a lot of good OEMs who value the relationship a lot. They give a listening ear to their dealers, but there are a lot who still don't value it. And the problem, you know what happens, a person who has grown from within the system, who has seen the market on the ground and then reached up, is still a person who values the relationship. And wherever the leadership team has that person, whatever may be the professionalization there, the dealer's respect is still there. But in other places where you see people jumping and coming in the bandwagon at the leadership phase, where the relationship doesn't value, or they haven't seen the bad days of that OEM in the market, the problem is there. Second, what is happening is the kind of influx coming at the entry level at the OEMs. So those are all what? Youngsters, MBA done. They have come up with a thing that with a 2 years experience, they know more than a 25 experience of the dealer principle. And they basically, as they enter, they think that they should be respected without even thinking that the dealership principal has put in more time, more money, more everything instead of them. So that is how things are happening. But that's a concern, and it depends on dealer how to handle, or the OEM leader how to handle. But there is a very gray area in the system. Whenever the going gets tough, the relationship is on the edge. Whenever the going is good or even easy, I'm not saying very good, but even easy, things improve.
Vinkesh, how open are the OEMs in discussing issues and problems with FADA specifically, or the dealers?
FADA, which has changed for the past 5-7 years, since John took over, then Ashish and me, and now Manish, it has actually changed its credibility. So I don't find any OEMs who doesn't open the doors on FADA's email or FADA's call. But how much they react to that, that's still a concern. So there are a lot of OEMs which have changed their way, because FADA has become a strong force which is able to change how auto retail is working. Where even the OEMs couldn't do something, we were able to deliver a lot. Biggest example is BS or BS6. Biggest example is implementing CMVR rules, which is online, which we are still pushing. So at a lot of the places, FAD has done wonders to get this achieved. So the value, the credibility is too much. But acceptability to that and budging to our points, there are some good OEMs which do it. There are some which don't. So like we have just launched the MDA, the model delay agreement, which we did in my term when it is. Now Manish is taking over, where we are meeting a lot of OEMs individually, where we go with a comparison with, this is the model delay agreement, this is yours, and this is a sheet what shows the differences between both. And we are requesting that don't, if you're not okay with all the changes, but at least change whatever is win-win for both of us. Whereas we have got at least 80% of OEMs have been very, very good on that, and they have agreed to it. I can mention OEMs like Honda, Cars, MG, Mahindra. Some of them have given a commitment. Some of them have already changed their dealer agreement. Some of them have even committed that whenever the next agreement comes for a change, they will do it. And most of them have sent their this model dealer agreement to their legal cell and the dealer development cell to study. So things are better. Our dialogue with OEMs have increased, and it is going on the positive side. But still, you should understand that OEMs are OEM. They make the vehicle. They put in crores of money in their R&D to make a product which we sell. They'll always have an upper hand. But there are a lot of OEMs who have also understood, with that upper hand, they need dealers also to be active, to be successful, to be in the market. And that is why they give the importance to FAD, which is very clear. So talk of any big OEM, their market share will not be similar all India. You will find city change of market share, state change of market share. Dealer OEM which may have, I'm just giving an approximate, maybe a 40% market share in India. In one state, he would have only 20%. The other would be 50. So it means state to state, city to city, the kind of dealer relationship he has made, the kind of channel reach he has created is changing the way it is. It is not only the product or the OEM. I'm clearly saying OEMs and the product mean a lot. But similarly, the dealer also means a lot. And as you said, market share is a driving force. Thanks to FADA, our work, now market share is being talked about on retail, not on wholesale. No doubt they do take on wholesale also, but retail has now become a similar force to check, which is actually the right thing to check. So overall, things are changing. But this is one thing which will change with the environment in the system every now and then. But we are hoping that things will always improve than what it was before.
Vinkesh, with volumes increasing and geographies growing, is dealership a very expensive business now? You know, a lot of investment going into land, into equipment, into manpower. How expensive is the dealership business?
It's right. See, infra cost has increased. Manpower cost has increased. Yeah, lucky interest cost has not increased to the tune of overall. It has increased, but not to the tune. The overheads has increased. But parallelly, the numbers of vehicles sold has also increased. What has not increased is the companies thinking of per outlet sale. So, like one car company was always thinking, even 5 years back, that a dealer can handle only 100, 150 vehicles. It has a similar thinking today. But lucky enough is that the average ticket size is actually increased by 30-40%. So if the price is increased, we are getting more margin. Even if the infra cost and all things have increased, with inflation, the prices has increased. So we are able to manage it. But along with that, there are dealers who are able to churn out more from the same outlet with efficiency. There are dealers who are not, I can say, based on everything external. So, like, frankly, one is infra, second is funds. These are the two things which are most important for a dealer principal to manage. If any one of them it is own, and he's not based on both outside, so he's not paying rent and or he is not paying interest cost, it's still a very good business to be in. But if a dealer who is in a location where the rental are high, so like metros, mini metros, even capital town, and he doesn't have his own equity also, I'll not say my point of equity is not 25%. I'm saying if he doesn't have an equity of 50% plus, it will always be a burden. Whenever the going is good, he'll be able to earn a lot. But once the going gets tough, paying rent and interest both would be very difficult for his survival. So, if you are a dealer as of today, you should expand. It's still a growing business, and future is for us. But one of the two, land or capital, should be your own to expand, where you insulate yourself with the uncertainties. So there are OEMs which we have seen they have exited. There are products which has tanked down. There are OEMs which have seen ups and downs. They were good market share before, gone down, and then come up back again. So in those terms, if you are insulated, it's good. You are there to still ride the upswing when it comes. But if you have not insulated yourself, at times you have seen dealers also being wiped off during that.
As we mentioned earlier, Vinkesh has its roots in the transport industry. His father, Mr. Girish Gulati, was a prominent transporter and also a president of the All India Motor Transport Congress, the apex body of the transport industry. I guess that is where Vinkesh gets its leadership qualities from. We will talk about the transportation business and how the United Group kept diversifying into different verticals. See you on the other side of this very short break. You are watching Trans India, real people, real emotions.
ट्रैकेट क्या है? ट्रैकेट एक अनुकूलन और ऑनलाइन बुकिंग पोर्टल है जो भारत के पूरे ट्रांसपोर्ट सेक्टर को आपस में जोड़ता है। ये बिजनेस को आसान और सुरक्षित बनाने के लिए विभिन्न सेवाओं की पेशकश करता है। ट्रैकेट बड़े और छोटे ट्रांसपोर्टर्स के बीच कोई मध्यस्थता नहीं करता है और उन्हें आपस में सीधे जोड़ता है। अधिक जानकारी के लिए कॉल करें 9930995959।
Welcome back to Trans India, real people, real emotions. We are in conversation with Mr. Vinkesh Gulati, the first chairman of the FADA Academy. Vinkesh, your family started off in the transportation industry a long time ago. Can you take us through the journey, how you diversified, how this whole thing happened?
So basically, my grandfather came from Punjab, which is now in Pakistan, that side of place, and he came into Delhi, Haridwar in 46, end of 47, start somewhere, and slowly, steadily drifting from Delhi, Haridwar, Kanpur, came into Allahabad in 1949. So he started as an agency work of a Kanpur-based transport agency. So he was handling the Allahabad work as manager there. With an experience of an year or two, he started his own transport company with taking a loan and getting his first truck in 1951. At that time, UP was known as United Provinces. So the name he took was the United Provincial Transport Company. And he liked the United word a lot because he always believed in the unity in the family, in business, or whatever he used to do. And obviously, then my father came into business later on, and my father are three brothers. So that united or unity was being pushed by my grandfather, and it came down till today. And so my father are three brothers, we are four brothers, we are all together, four cousins. We're all together in this joint business. So when he started this transport company in 51, and things were going good. From one truck, we shifted to came up to 2, then 10, then 20, and then we at that time we used to align trucks with you. The single truck drivers used to align it with you, and they used to, even our brand was on their trucks, but it was owned by them and operated by us, something like it. And slowly and steadily, as we went ahead, in 70-75, the shortage came of fuel. And for a transport, if you spend overnight to have some 50-liter diesel for your truck was a biggest loss, because it's a perishable commodity. If your truck is not on road, it means you are losing money. So in 70-72, there was a big shortage of diesel, and then it again came back. So in 75, he bought a petrol pump. It was with somebody, he bought it from it. And that time it was in the name of Castrol or Shell, I feel, what it was in that time, which later became HP. So 75, he started that petrol pump, and at that time all three the elders were in business, and he used to say that petrol pump business is for the elite of the world, and I'll now sit here and meet the people who come to fill petrol and have tea with them. I'll not do business. That's your job. I'll now do PR. And our petrol pump was just near the Allahabad Kachehari. And obviously all the DMs, commissioners, or even the seniors, advocates and all came. And he used to love sitting there, and it was a regular process of tea coming, and he was enjoying that life. And my father and my uncles used to run business. And as we went ahead, the small commercial vehicle, I'll say at that time it was called LCVs, which came in 2-tonners and 3-tonners. So at that time, with this boom, my elders and my elders thought of that we should take a dealership, because this is the future. Now, with the hub and spoke model, we'll see a lot of these 2 to 3-tonners being used. So we became dealers of Swaraj Mazda in 1985. So it added, and between 75 to 85, the tire shortage also came. Very difficult to buy tires. It was rationed, because at that time most of the tires came from import, and at that time we found out how to handle that. So we took C&F of 2 companies, Dunlop and Apar, and then added a dealership also, a showroom also for that, because till that time we had some 100 trucks in our ambit, and with 100 trucks, every time tire is one issue, and that time roads weren't good. So every day there was a truck where you needed a tire change, and waiting for tires to come from the company and all that. So that was the thing what we needed, and we opened a tire C&F and a tire showroom both, which helped us in that. So that's how our expansion came. So 85 we took Swaraj Mazda, and then 89 the Escorts MSD people came, and because Swaraj Mazda we were doing great, and they wanted a co-dealer in Allahabad. So we took that. That's how. So Swaraj Mazda was for transport, but once we took that Escorts MSD, we became an actual dealer, because then our automobile foray started. In 1990, this Mahindra came in, so we shipped it from Swaraj Mazda to Mahindra. And in 89, when I joined business, we were talking about how to digitize or automate our transport work. The overall system was that we had a huge red color diary where my youngest uncle used to write all the truck numbers, and in the evening till night 12 or 1 he used to write what is the location of that truck on that day to keep the record. And we thought of at least let us computerize this, because it was making our personal life not easy. And plus at that time we were issuing some 1,000 receipts per day of that Futkar Mal, or the per bilti Mal, which used to be. And daily night there were day books, or where we put in register receipt number, party name and all those. So that was the initial phase how we wanted to computerize thing. And I went to Mr. P.K. Singh, who was director IERT at that time in Allahabad. And while discussion, an idea came, why not open a computer center where we can teach also, and our students will only, or their students will help make the program for the transport company. Basically, in 2-3 years, that program didn't come up, but the computer center came up. So the purpose with which this all started, but the basic thing, diversification came because of the transport company. And we started this computer courses where we were giving certificate in computer courses with aligning with IERT. And along with that, we started our own course, which was a diploma in management with computers. So there were a lot of different diplomas, management, accountancy, marketing, which we launched. And later in days to come, we we opened 9 centers all across UP. So starting from Lucknow, Kanpur, Varanasi, Gorakhpur, Agra, Bareilly and all that. And it all run really successful till 98. When 98, we started our MBA course. That was a recognized degree course. And then we had to shut down all those courses because AICT came up with a policy that the same company or the same family can't run a recognized course and a non-recognized course. So we were forced to close all those 7 centers, and we knew that non-recognized courses are slowly going out of the system and process. So we came into MBA in 98, 99 we started BTech, and then slowly our education became big. So we today have centers in Allahabad and Greater Noida, and we impart degrees of BTech all streams, MBA, BBA, BCA, Pharma. We have a university in Allahabad named United University. We even have a 700-bed hospital in Allahabad with a medical college, which we started just 3 years back. So then we slowly made our education the main foray of business, and we currently have around 11,000 students in our education wing. And in this 20 odd years, we expanded our automobile business. So Mahindra started with Allahabad. We took Kaushambi and Pratapgarh, which is near Allahabad, then Faridabad, then Delhi. We have 5 dealerships of Mahindra here. In 2006, we shifted from Escorts MSD to Bajaj two-wheelers. And now we are Bajaj two-wheelers for Allahabad and Kaushambi. So that's how automobile went in. So in between, when we are wanting to come into hospital and automobile to learn a bit, we started in 2016 our venture into diagnostic centers. So we have some 3 centers in Allahabad which we run as a separate unit, and the medical hospital has another diagnostic unit. So that's how expansion came. What's unlucky in this full process that the basic Janani, or you can say the transport company, has been lost somewhere in between. We are still retaining the name. We are doing some consultancy business in that because that we still have emotional links with that company. We still maintain 2 trucks which normally don't operate, but it is there standing at our main locations to remind us that these were where we have become so big. And frankly, we are thankful to our grandfather, late grandfather, who put this United thing in out, and we are still using the same name United in all our businesses. So colleges are United College, United University, our automobile is United Automobile. And that's the unity what we have in our family. It's still a joint family business. And still my father is the eldest, and whatever he says, we have to agree to it even if we want or not. And that still is happening. And I'm happy to be part of the Gulati family, where I'm able to reach such heights, where become FADA president, academy, what we are talking, and kind of image boosting or the PR what it created, and it's really awesome.
Well, Vinkesh, that truly has been an amazing journey, and the diversifications, the way they actually fell in place, is brilliant. But what are the future plans from here on?
See, very frankly, it's a very complex business today. It will be a complex business in future also.
So for EVs also come in design.
I'll go to everything. I'll first come to the current situation. So as per today, we are governed under some 27 acts a dealer has to follow, starting from labor, pollution, environment, fire, a lot of acts which we have to cover. And why I say it's complex, because we are one side a showroom, we sell a vehicle. Second side, we are a factory because we do body shop. Third side, we are a service because we repair vehicles. And in between, there are a lot of other things what we do, which is an experience, because we sell insurance. We represent government when we do registration vehicles. So there are a lot of things which govern and it's a very, very complex business. And that is why an importance of dealership will always be there in the system. If you talk of a state, you can think of, but if you talk of India, removing the dealer, I'll not say dealer, an intermediary out of the system of sale is next to impossible with the complexity what we have today. Maybe 10 years down the line, things streamline, I don't know. Now, there have been a lot of discussion on will the dealership system be there. I'm not saying will the dealership be there, it will be always be, but system will be there. There are three models today. One is OEM selling through dealers, what is happening, where you are talking with FADA. The other is OEM selling directly to the customer, but the dealers are still there, where they are servicing, they are providing experience center, where they are giving test drives. The third is where they are selling directly to customer, OEM to customer. But then they have their experience center as a face-to-face touch to the customer. So there are three things which are going today. And all three will exist in the future. It will all depend how big coffers an OEM has, which kind of product or segment he is in, and what is the cost of the vehicle what he is selling. So when you talk of a mass company where you want to sell 50,000 per month, going from OEM to customer direct is becoming very, very tough, because you have to abide by 33 state laws, state or UT laws, which are different everywhere. It's not still same. FADA is trying to push it, but still it is not. And every state has their own different way of working. As of today, we collect what TCS for the government. At places, we even collect green cess for the government. We collect the registration at all locations for the government. And at times, we are even the mediator who is passing the subsidy from the government when you talk of electric vehicle. So these are the 4 compliances we do, which are must, and we are collecting for the government. And then there are other compliances which we have to do. So like we cannot sell a vehicle without HSRP, where we are not earning anything, but that's a government compliance. We shouldn't sell a vehicle without FASTag, because government says that. But we are not earning all that. But that's a compliance. Because I am a dealer, I have to do all that. So because of these complexity, it is difficult to do direct retail in India, but it's not impossible. You need a big infrastructure, big support system, and a proper SOP to do it. So overall, and now coming to electric vehicle. As of today, EVs is the buzzword. But fact is, if you really see the percentage of EV, is not yet reached to a level where we can say that it's making a difference. Except for one category, which is a 3-wheeler, where already 55-60% is an electric vehicle. But why it is? Because there are a lot of staggered OEMs, lot of small OEMs, small dealers who are selling a substandard product in the market because of the government's regulation, which are very lenient towards that. The day it becomes tight, which is we say as e-rickshaw, you'll find again that also being regularized and coming in system. So that is the only segment where we see electrification in a huge. Second, what we are seeing can be buses where the government is involved. That can shift too. But market EV buses, it's still not a near future, because after fuel, it is the CNG what is taking up there. The major sector which should go and is not able to go today is the 2-wheelers, where the entry price is very high. The OEMs are not doing justice towards that product in the market. I am confident within a year or two, this thing will change and you'll see a major shift of 2-wheelers converting to EVs, but not 100%. So with the kind of India with the kind of demographic we are sitting in, I'm not sure we can talk of any category being 100% to electrification, unless and until it's so economical that customer wants it. You cannot force upon anything in India unless and until it is commercial. So you need a permit. Whatever government says, you have to do it. Permit means if it is economical sense, they'll surely do it, or else they'll not buy it. So you may be 100% three-wheeler, 100% truck, but the sale will go down if if it doesn't make economical sense. And we have seen that, which is happening in the system also. So electrification or the EV is the future, and it is a big buzzword. But will it be a 100% thing? That's a very tough call. What I look, if you go to 2030 or maybe 2050, you will find going to a dealership for a car where he'll be able to sell you starting from maybe a petrol, diesel, biofuel, CNG, EV, hydro, LPG, whatever you want, I have it. It is the customer's decision to take what. And then the customer will define what they want. So if out of those 4, 5, 6 alternative fuel a dealer has, customer slowly and steadily shifts to only 2. The OEMs will obviously make it to 2.
So to sum it up, the future would be challenging but a lucrative one as well.
See, India as of now is on a growth pattern. And the concept what our Prime Minister Modi ji has gotten is not based on the consumption theory. He has gone towards the manufacturing theory. And that indirectly is a very, very big boost. See, you create an infrastructure to cover the consumption of India, maybe 10,000 a product. But 10,000 may not give you that economical sense to make it cheaper. But if you are making in India and you are able to make 50,000 where you are able to export, so for that 10,000 also you can make it cheaper because economies of scale will put in. So the great idea behind that PLI and Make in India is not only consumption of India. It's basically making the industry or the manufacturing world best. And what benefit today Toyotas or Hondas have? They make a product for all world. They don't make a product for India where they are selling only 3,000 vehicles. So they are making a product which is selling all world, maybe 50,000 per month. And out of that, 3,000 is coming to India. So 3,000 also getting the benefit of economies of scale and advancement in that. That is where we lack. The Tatas and Mahindras are making only for India. So that is where they are lacking because they are not able to increase more. Now how the government is supporting the PLI or pushing people to make in India, that is helping it out. Like you see what has happened with Apple. Apple, because of Apple being made in India, the iPhones, the system or you can say the full process of even component suppliers to Apple have come down to India, which will not only benefit Apple, it will benefit even Indian home brands of these maybe laptops, maybe equipments, because they'll not only supply to Apple, they'll supply to everybody in India, which means they are creating a better environment or better product for everybody in India. So that is what future entails. And I am 100% sure, see, two-wheeler already India is the #1 market. So there the concept of growing would not be that great. But if you talk of cars, our car per 1,000 is one of the lowest. And the roads which are being made is one of the road capacity percentages increase is one of the highest. This will someday trigger the increase in car sales, what we are seeing. So last year you saw we have had a double-digit growth. Confident this year also double-digit growth will be seen. And how things are going ahead, we were talking of some 30 lakh vehicle cars 2 years back. You're talking of 50 lakh in another 2 years. So the growth is exponential, which means auto industry is growing. Dealers will also grow, no doubt. Dealership numbers will also grow. But there will be majority of dealership principals which will also grow dealership codes, which means the growth will be coming to the same family, even with extra outlets. So auto business on the whole, I don't see there will be small ups and downs which is coming, which is a cycle. But till the time the down cycle is lesser than the up cycle, which I am confident will be there for another 10 years, it's the best time to be in this industry.
Vinkesh, sums it up beautifully, saying that this is the best time to be in this industry. And we are delighted that FADA is making the right moves to educate the next gen, to attract them to the dealership business and make sure that this industry flourishes. At the same time, it is a delight to see former presidents of FADA involve themselves in this training initiative and help FADA tie up with renowned universities and colleges across the country. We are certain that the next gen of dealers will be better armed with education and knowledge specific to the business. We will be back again next week with another very interesting interaction that revolves around a technology that would be very helpful for the road transport industry. Hope to see you back again next week. Until then, stay safe, stay healthy. जय हिंद।
एक ड्राइवर की जिंदगी में काफी परेशानियां होती है, न जाने कितने हफ्तों तक अपने परिवार से दूर रहना, घंटों तक ट्रैफिक में फंसे रहना, कभी घाटियों के मुश्किल रास्तों से तो कभी कच्चे और पतले रास्तों से गुजरना। वाकई में ट्रक ड्राइवर्स की जिंदगी आसान नहीं। इन्हीं ट्रक ड्राइवर्स की जिंदगी को आसान बनाने के लिए हमने बनाया है ट्रैक प्लेटफॉर्म, ताकि सारे ट्रक ड्राइवर्स शान से अपनी गाड़ी लेके निकले और उनके प्लेलिस्ट में बजे